Good morning, students. Today, I would like to explain the basics of shafts, types of shafts, material used for shafts, and how to design a shaft. So, first of all, what is meant by shaft? What is the definition of shaft? A shaft is a rotating member, usually of circular cross section, or circular cross section means it is either solid or hollow shaft, which transmits power and rotational motion, which is called as a shaft. Also, machine elements such as gears, pulleys, flywheels, clutches, and sprockets are mounted on the shafts and are used to transmit power from the driving device or driving device. Here it is motor or engine through a machine, or press feet, keys, dowels, pins, and splines are used to attach these machine elements on the shaft. Machine elements on the shafts. Then next, the shaft rotates on rolling contact bearings or bush bearings. There are various types of retaining rings, thrust bearings, grooves, and steps in the shafts are used to take the axial loads and locate the rotating elements. Or also, couplings are used to transmit power from drive shaft, that is example here drive shaft is motor, to the driven shaft, that is driven shaft is gearbox or wheels. So this is about shaft. Then next, the connecting shaft is loaded primarily in torsion. Here in this diagram, the prime mover is motor, then coupling. Here coupling attached in between motor and bearings, and bearings are mounted on the shafts. Again, driven machine. Here motor is driving machine, that is prime mover, and driven machine, for example here it is, we consider here example as a lathe machine. So this is nothing but the connecting shaft is loaded primarily on the torsion, that is exact structure of shaft is located between driving and driven machine. Then next, introduction means the shaft is we already discussed about the shaft is a rotating machine element which is used to transmit power from one place to another. The power is delivered to the shaft by some tangential force, and the resultant torque, that is twisting moment, set up within the permits the power to be transmitted to various machines linked up to the shaft. And in order to transmit the power from one shaft to another, the various members such as pulleys, gears, etc. are mounted on it. These members, along with the forces exerted upon the causes the shaft to bending. In other words, we may say that a shaft is used for transmission of torque and bending moment. The various members are mounted on the shaft by means of keys or splines. Next, the shafts are usually cylindrical. The shape of shaft is usually cylindrical, but may be either shape of shaft is square or cross shape in section. They are solid in cross section, but sometimes hollow shafts are also used. Then next concept is axle. Axle is through axle in shape to the shaft is a stationary machine element and is used for the transmission of bending moment only. It supply or it simply acts as a support for some rotating body such as hoisting drum, car wheel, or a rope sheaves. Next is spindle. Spindle is a short shaft that imparts motion either to a cutting tool, example drill press, splines, or to a workpiece, example lathe spindles. The next important factor is material used for shaft. First of all, we have to consider the various properties of material used for shaft. The properties are: first property is it should have high strength. Second property is it should have good machinability. Third property is it should have low notch sensitivity factor. The next important property is it should have good heat treatment properties. The next important property is it should have high wear resisting properties. Then the common material used for ordinary shaft is carbon steel of grades 40C8, 45C8, 50C4 and 50C12. These are the common grades used for shaft. Then next, the mechanical properties of these grades of carbon steel are given in the following table. In tabular form, first column is Indian standard designation, that is material of shaft, that is 40C8, 45C8, then 50C4 and 50C12. Then ultimate tensile strength for particular shaft material. For example, for 40C8 material, ultimate tensile strength in megapascal is 500 to 670 megapascal, and yield strength for this particular material is 320 megapascal. And when a shaft of high strength is required, then an alloy steel such as nickel chromium or chrome vanadium steel is used. Next, manufacturing of shafts. Next point is how to manufacture a ordinary shaft. Shafts are generally manufactured by hot drilling or hot rolling and finished to size by cold rolling or turning and grinding. The cold rolled shafts are stronger than hot rolled shafts but with higher residual stresses. The residual stresses may cause distortion of the shaft when it is machined, especially when slots or cleavages are cut on the shafts. Shafts of larger diameter are usually forged and turned to size in a lathe. Next, types of shafts. There are two major types of shafts. First is transmission shaft and second one is machine shaft. Transmission shaft means what? These shafts transmit power between the source and the machine, absorbing power. The counter shaft, line shafts, overhead shafts, and all factors factory shafts are transmission shafts, since these shafts carry machine parts such as pulleys, gears, etc. Therefore, they are subjected to bending in addition to twisting. Machine shafts. These shafts form an integral part of the machine itself. The crankshaft is an example of machine shafts. So these are the two types of shafts: transmission shafts and machine shafts. Then next point is standard sizes of transmission shafts. The standard sizes of transmission shafts are 25 mm to 60 mm with 5 mm steps, 60 mm to 110 mm with 10 mm steps, 110 mm to 140 mm with 15 mm steps, and 140 mm to 500 mm with 20 mm steps. The standard length of shafts are 5 meter, 6 meter and 7 meter. Stresses in shafts. There are three stresses acting on the shafts, and the stresses are shear stresses due to transmission of torque, that is due to torsional load. Second important stress is bending stress, and that bending stress is due to the forces acting upon machine elements like gears, pulleys, etc., as well as due to the weight of the shaft itself. And here bending stress is due to tension or tensile or compressive forces. Third important stress is stresses due to combined torsional and bending loads. Next important factor is maximum permissible working stresses for transmission shafts. According to American Society of Mechanical Engineers Code for the Design of Transmission Shafts, the maximum permissible working stresses in design in tension or compression may be taken as 112 megapascal for shafts without allowance for keyways, 84 megapascal for shafts with allowance for keyways. For shafts purchased under definite physical specifications, the permissible tensile stress sigma T may be taken as 60% of the elastic limit in tension but not more than 36% of the ultimate tensile strength. In other words, the permissible tensile stress sigma T equal to 0.6 sigma EL or 0.36 E sigma ultimate, whichever is less. The maximum permissible shear stress may be taken as 56 megapascal for shafts without allowance for keyways, 42 megapascal for shafts with allowance for keyways. For shafts purchased under definite physical specification, the permissible shear stress may be taken as 30% of the elastic limit in tension but not more than 18% of the ultimate tensile strength. In other words, the permissible shear stress tau equal to 0.3 permissible stress, that is elastic permissible stress, or 0.18 ultimate tensile strength, whichever is less. Thank you.